Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about monkeypox again, which we haven't really heard very much about monkeypox over the last few weeks. Now, here on the channel, we have been following the monkeypox outbreak pretty closely. We have a couple different videos talking about the situation, and I feel like it's almost like a throwback to COVID in a way, because in both situations, I was covering the situation very early on. I mean, even when there was only like a couple dozen cases for both of them. And to just watch as both of them gradually spiraled even further and further out of control is actually pretty terrifying for pretty much, I feel like, anyone watching this. It's pretty weird. Like, it's a very weird perspective to just sit there and watch as these groups that are supposed to be the ones protecting you, supposed to be the ones taking care of situations like this, just absolutely fail in every regard. So in this video, I'm, I guess, going to be dissing the World Health Organization a little bit. I don't know how that's going to go, but I just don't know, man. Let's go ahead and get the basic details of what's going on out of the way first, because I feel like that's what's most important in this situation. Then I'll give my opinion a little bit after that. So, the rapidly spreading monkeypox outbreak represents a global health emergency, the World Health Organization's highest level of alert said on Saturday. The World Health Organization label, a public health emergency of international concern, is designed to sound an alarm that a coordinated international response is needed and could unlock funding and global efforts to collaborate on sharing vaccines and treatments. Members of an expert committee that met on Thursday to discuss the potential recommendation were split on the decision. Two sources who spoke on the condition of anonymity told Reuters earlier, but the final decision falls to the UN's agency's Director General. Announcing his decision to declare the health emergency during a media briefing in Geneva, Tedros confirmed that the committee had failed to reach a consensus, with 9 members against and 6 in favor of the declaration. Previously, Tedros has typically endorsed expert committee recommendations, but the sources said he'd likely decided to back the highest alert level due to concerns about escalating case rates and a short supply of vaccines and treatments despite the lack of a majority opinion. Lawrence Gostin, a professor at Georgetown Law in Washington, D.C., who follows the World Health Organization, said he applauded the political bravery of the agency. It does nothing but burnish the statue of the World Health Organization. The right result is clear. Not declaring an emergency at this point would be a historic missed opportunity. So far this year, there have been more than 16,000 cases of monkeypox in more than 75 countries and 5 deaths in Africa. So as of right now, nobody has died outside of Africa, but there are now tens of thousands of cases and rapidly accelerating cases of monkeypox going on in 75 different countries around the world. Once again, I remember talking about this and covering the monkeypox outbreak as it first kind of started when there were only really a few dozen cases. And like I said, watching this kind of spiral out of control and just become worse and worse has definitely been pretty concerning. And the reason it's concerning is because you hear so much about how, oh, we should listen to the World Health Organization, we should follow what they say, we should take what they say into account. But it seems like now every time that there's a potential pandemic or like a potential global health crisis about to unfold, the World Health Organization just kind of falls apart. They don't really know what to do. Like, we're told that we need to respect these people and listen to what they say and follow along with their orders and their guidelines, but they can't even come to a consensus on whether or not they see this as a rising potential global emergency. Keep in mind, while they're sitting here debating whether or not this is a big enough deal, there's tens of thousands of people infected, there's 5 people dead in Africa from it, and there's the potential for this to become the next major pandemic. Keep in mind, we just got out of one. Did we even really just get out of one? It's still pretty much going on. It's not like COVID just disappeared overnight, regardless of how much media attention or whatever it's been getting. But I'm supposed to follow the World Health Organization, and I'm supposed to applaud them for being heroes, and they can't even come to a conclusion on what they want to do. Like, I hate to say it, I don't want to sound ignorant or stupid, but at this point, man, it really feels like the World Health Organization isn't really fulfilling its purpose. It's not really succeeding in its goals of stopping this stuff from happening before it gets out of control. And I understand that not all of the responsibility kind of falls on the World Health Organization, but I mean, it just seems like when it comes down to the crunch time and these guys gotta really get involved and do their job, they just don't. You know, they don't step in and actually get involved and actually handle the situation. Until now, the label had only been applied to the coronavirus pandemic and ongoing efforts to eradicate polio. the World Health Organization and national governments have been facing intense pressure from scientists and public health experts to take more action on monkeypox. Cases of the viral disease have ballooned since the committee first met at the end of June, when there were only about 3,000 cases. At the time, the expert group agreed to reconsider their position on the emergency declaration if the outbreak escalated. One of the key issues driving a reassessment was whether cases that are almost entirely proliferating, apparently I can't read, I apologize, amongst men who have sex with men, would bleed into other groups, particularly children or others who have been vulnerable to the virus in past outbreaks in endemic countries. On Friday, the United States identified its first 2 monkeypox cases in children. Any changes to the virus itself could also spark a rethink, the committee had said. The group is now split between those who think an emergency declaration would accelerate efforts to contain the disease and those who do not think the above criteria have been met because the disease has not yet spread to new groups of people or had a high fatality rate, the sources said. So, end of June, there's about 3,000 cases, right? You know, not the worst thing in the world, but that's still something to be a little bit alarmed over, I feel like. Now it's the end of July, and there's, let me check my notes, 16,000 cases. That is pretty much an exponential increase, right? And given how most of the time this seems to work, in the next few months, I guess we can expect the cases to probably be even higher, considering that no one's really taking action once again. No one's really doing anything to stop this again. I guess we're kind of just not learning our lesson with COVID and just letting it run free until, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people get infected. Then that's when the health experts will step in. Then that's when all the scientists and everybody will step in, you know, finally start doing their job, start handling the situation and whatnot. Because why would we do something about it when there's, you know, a small amount of cases? Why would we start actually trying to handle the problem early on? We could just have another big health crisis happen. It just kind of blows my mind. I don't know, man. Like, I'm really nervous on how this could actually turn out. Like I said, we just went through a global crippling pandemic that killed countless people, like kind of messed up the economy for a while, messed up the way of life for a while. Like, do we really need to go through this again? Like, is this really what we all kind of were? Is this the light at the end of the tunnel that we were all looking forward to when COVID was going on? So there's been 2 cases identified in children now in the United States. This indicates that potentially that it's starting to spread outside of the initial method that it was spreading, which is through homosexual sex. So God only knows really what's going to happen in the next few months, if this is going to turn into a bigger situation or anything. But obviously you can kind of only hope for the best. It's pretty much out of really any of our controls, pretty much. I can't really think of anything that we all could really do to fix the problem. The World Health Organization, while they're sitting around fucking off and basically letting it run wild, all the national governments around the world, you know, not really caring about the situation or anything. So who really knows, man? Who knows what's going to go down? I don't mean to like fearmonger or like provide a video that's making you scared. I mean, I'm just reporting on what's going on here, man. It's pretty fucking stupid in my opinion. I feel like we kind of could have nipped this in the bud if it was taken more seriously. But yeah, man, is there a second pandemic on the horizon? We don't really know yet. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about monkeypox and signing out.